Ever since Oprah opened up this South African school for girls in 2007, all type of crazy, spooky, creepy, nasty stuff has been happening.
Then, in another incident that happened in 2011, law enforcement investigated the body of a newborn that was found in one of the students' bags.
I eat that. How old are you?
12.
Oh, okay. Only to 10.
That's good. That's good.
Children and pineapple.
Pancake is to have the consistency of young human flesh.
It's spongy, it has life to it.
You're with a guy with brightly colored undergarments, and you got soft human flesh in front of you. You're in a weird place.
I'm looking forward to this. This is really, really gonna be.
Do you know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job.
Katt Williams was correct once again, and he truly beat the feds to expose the celebs who are playing right in our faces. And with the Epstein files out, we finally know which stars are in genuine trouble, even the ones y'all said were innocent and couldn't harm a fly. Katt certainly opened the floodgates to Hollywood becoming exposed when he appeared on Club Shay Shay, and by the looks of it, he isn't stopping down anytime soon. Now, when the Epstein files leaked, a lot of people were in tremendous denial because they didn't want to accept that their beloved celebs were just as filthy as these politicians we've been side-eyeing for years. Take Jay as an example. He was incriminated in the files when an anonymous victim claimed him, but his followers were stating there was no way he was dealing with Epstein since the alleged essay occurred in 1996. And in 1996 he was only beginning his career as a rapper in Hollywood. The woman stated she woke up in a room with Weinstein and Jay-Z, with Weinstein placing his fingers in areas they had no business being, and reportedly, Pusha T was the one who enabled all this. Now, even though many think Jay was too fresh in the field to be connected with these elites, that's really not the complete picture. Yes, he was a rookie rapper in the business in 1996, but that doesn't mean he didn't already have industry ties. Those are two completely distinct things. In fact, from the way Jay-Z was moving purposely back in '96 as a so-called young rapper, there are also videos of him with Weinstein, in which it actually appears like Weinstein is his manager or something.
Right, I'm saying, but these Epstein-like characters have existed throughout history, whether they were kings or what.
I wanted to be able to be in control so I could manage what was going to happen in their lives.
The queen of media herself, Oprah Winfrey, is finally next on the chopping block. And based on what's making the rounds, Oprah discovered, or rather she was exposed to how individuals genuinely obtain power in Hollywood. So what exactly does Oprah know? Does she have any ties to the island? Was she a supplier? Is there truly a dungeon she owns where sacrifices happen? Well, reportedly, Samuel L. Jackson has got the tea.
I remember there was a sign on the wall in the Die Hard office that I never forgot. It said, "Be careful of the toes you step on today, for they could be connected to the you have to kiss tomorrow."
I'm sure he would know what goes on in such circles, considering that he has been in the business for like 5 decades, been on the Oprah Winfrey Show several times, and has been seen at different Hollywood events. Okay, people, one thing you should know is that despite the vast quantity of Epstein papers revealed by the courts in 2024 and 2025, Oprah's name does not appear as a co-conspirator or a passenger on his Lolita Express private plane. But Oprah's name appeared in the files. 1. Because Sarah Ferguson, the former Duchess of York, wrote Epstein in 2011 to seek for advice on how to conduct an impending appearance on Oprah's program. There have been some additional references which I can't verify, such a purported email from Deepak Chopra that claimed to inquire if he should invite Woody and Oprah. Then there's another email from a redacted source that reportedly indicated she is being shielded under Oprah's wing. After her interview, Oprah thought she had ability and expertise that could be exploited on her network. No one knew about it, and we were keeping it secret until things calmed. Think the leak is from former personnel. Sex travels to LA today or tomorrow. Hope for the future, but we wait and see. Now, regardless of whether she was listed by Epstein himself, what people have been saying is that Oprah was always in close proximity to people listed in the files and has been photographed frequently over the years with other disgraced figures accused of similar crimes like Harvey Weinstein, Sean Diddy Combs, John of God, Bill Cosby, and the list is endless. Basically, detractors contend that as one of the most influential women in the media, she must have known what was going in those circles.
Trial of a former dormitory matron charged with
6 students at Oprah Winfrey School for Girls in South.
Please come forward.
In fact, some people feel that she's just as nasty as everyone who has been implicated, and she may even have been one of the providers. There have been charges here and there regarding Oprah, including rumors that she was part of the Wayfair story about selling furniture with missing persons in it at extremely high rates. Apparently, most of the cabinets were being sold for up to $10,000, and they contain names related with known missing individuals such as Naria, Yuritsa, Sayama, and Olivia. And by paying $10,000, you weren't purchasing a cabinet, but the person whose name was given to it. There were even folks who mentioned that they were shopping for furniture on Wayfair a few years ago, and recalled seeing horribly awful vintage furniture but didn't pay attention to the names. However, they were surprised that anybody would spend $10,000 for such a thing, since the price was extremely excessive. Shortly after that, a lady came out and stated she worked at Wayfair at one point, and things at greater costs were exclusively handled by particular persons in higher positions at Wayfair. Based on what was being said, the cabinets were the ones being utilized for transportation by the likes of Oprah Winfrey. There were even stories at some time saying that Oprah was under house arrest for unlawful transportation of the missing individuals. However, Wayfair noted that they were enormous, heavy-duty industrial cabinets suited for schools or hospitals. When an item was virtually out of stock or there was a pricing mistake in the automated system, the algorithm typically spiked the price to an outlandish amount to discourage purchase while keeping the listing current for SEO reasons. They also asserted that they employed a vast database of thousands of first names to mark their items, since it's simpler than coming up with unique serial numbers for every rug, pillow, and cabinet. Let's just say that folks have a hard time trusting that explanation, and to today they still feel that something nefarious was going on and that Oprah was involved. Add to it the fact that the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa did endure a true crisis of sexual assault in 2007. At the time, Oprah rushed to South Africa immediately, apologized to the girls, and apparently cleaned house. While the matron was subsequently cleared of the criminal charges, the episode is typically regarded as proof of something more nefarious. Speaking of schools, does anyone know what happened to the ones that went missing from Oprah's school in Haiti? Very strange, right? Even though Oprah has not been directly involved in the Epstein files, others still argue that she is guilty by association. Think about it. Oprah was a close friend and supporter of so many discredited celebrities before their downfalls, and there have been countless images of them being quite cordial. Because she was usually in the same social circles as these men, many believe she was engaged in whatever they did. Like, we're meant to think that the lady who could smell out a bogus memoirist like James Frey from across a stage was somehow entirely blind to Harvey Weinstein, despite being pictured literally glued to his hip at every gala for 20 years. It's almost poetic that she spent decades urging us to trust our intuition and live our best lives, while her own gut obviously went on vacation every time she shared a private flight or a front row seat with all these individuals who have been exposed over the years.
Let me just get real and say,
if I gun to your head, what do you think your best assessment of what Epstein, who was Epstein, who was he working for?
Well, I don't know, right? So I'm just guessing. Everybody wants to say he was working for the Mossad. He very well could have been. He could have been working for the CIA. He could have been a guy who was on his own, but also working with them, right? Like a guy that they used, but they never fully endorsed.
Like an asset?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a guy who could move money around.
Right.
He definitely...
Good at laundering money.
The moving money around stuff was very weird because he had money through no way that anybody could ever explain.
Yeah.
He had an enormous amount of money through no way that nobody could ever explain. Which, you know, if you're state-funded, you're funded by Israel, and Israel's funded by America, and, you know, there's also NGOs and nonprofits, and there's ways to move money around where you can give this guy money.
Yeah.
So he was like... Weinstein, who is an economist, right? Weinstein's a legitimate mathematician.
Eric?
Yeah. So when Eric met him, his first inclination was he was a fraud.
He's a construct.
Yeah, a construct. And did he tell you the whole story about the girl sitting on his lap?
Yep.
So Epstein, while he's meeting with Eric Weinstein for the first time, has a beautiful girl sitting on his lap, and a woman, I shouldn't say girl. He said she was like in her 20s, and she's sitting on his lap, and he's bouncing around, so her tits are juggling around.
While he's asking math questions.
Yeah, talking serious. So he was obviously nerd fishing.
How is it that everybody she likes and encourages has been embroiled with similar allegations? And honestly, if y'all think it's far-fetched, here's another example of someone Oprah has highly endorsed. Deepak Chopra, who is in the files. There's an email from Deepak to Epstein in the archives where he says, "I don't know, the tiger is transporting me to areas I had abandoned. It appears like the MGH/Harvard Chopra Mind Brain Institute will really exist, which means riding the tiger even more. I've desired affirmation from scientists. Some is occurring, and some will stay perpetually suspicious and condescending. Suddenly it does not seem significant. What do I like most? I don't know that I can fully say. My biological requirements are addressed periodically, but that too appears I've been there, done that. I have 3 more novels to write, and then we'll be done with that as well. I shall be traveling for 1 week of quiet at the end of this month with a small group. Maybe some more clarification then. I definitely appreciate the company of younger, intellectually smart and self-aware ladies and love to connect with them to inspire and excite them." Deepak receives a few comments in the files demonstrating that he was very much involved with Epstein, and several mention Oprah. So again, you understand why people would feel that she was clearly tied to the island or whatever was going on there. Obviously, many assume she's somehow connected, and she's been called out even by other celebs. For instance, in 2018, following Oprah's historic Time's Up speech at the Golden Globes, Seal uploaded a picture of Oprah kissing Harvey Weinstein on the cheek with a comment that dripped with sarcasm, stating, "Oh, I forgot. That's true, you'd heard the stories, but you had no clue he was really serially attacking young starry-eyed actresses. My bad. #sanctimonious Hollywood." Seal was effectively stating that everyone in that inner circle heard the stories, and for someone of Oprah's position to pretend like she was just finding out along with the rest of us seemed like a premeditated PR maneuver. Other than Seal, Rose McGowan, who was one of the major whistleblowers against Harvey Weinstein, also posted a picture of Oprah with Weinstein, calling her as false as they come. I am delighted more are recognizing the harsh reality of it. Oprah, I wish she were real, but she isn't. She is as false as they come, null lizard. Also, in a 2017 complaint, actress Katt Noble stated that Harvey Weinstein exploited his connection with Oprah and Naomi Campbell to entice her. She stated that witnessing Oprah swinging off his arm at an event made her feel Weinstein was a safe, reputable person to be alone with. What this implies is that Oprah's public acquaintance provided these guys a mark of approval that they used to trap the individuals they took advantage of. There was also Suge Knight, who claimed that Barack Obama and T.D. Jakes went to Diddy parties and that Oprah was purportedly on Epstein's island.